Swamp and T-Top versus Ave and Fonz. Overall, it was okay. It was decent. It was decent. Uh, Swamp and Fonz had already teamed before against Lou and Shine, K Shine. But I think this is the thing, man. When you got somebody that just punch and they not contributing to enhance each other's punches, it's just like you punch, I punch, you punch, I punch. Or you go half, and I finish the other part of the punch. It don't really work as good as you think it should when you going up against somebody with that mesh like T Top and Swamp did. On paper, you kind of figure like I don't know, but then me personally, I didn't feel like that because I watched Swamp and Farrah, and they did pretty good. And Swamp got that that southern little swag with his and he being more serious now. His delivery, his tone, his aggression, his pitch, like it's much more direct and he's coming into, I guess, himself as a performer on the stage. Cool. Then you got T Top, who's much more charismatic. He could be funny. He could angle. He could punch when he need to be. If for a big guy, he dancing, he moving around the stage. But see, they complement each other because with one lack, the other one pick up the slack, and vice versa. And they showed that, especially in the first two rounds. I feel like it was pretty clear to see in the first two rounds, Swamp and T Top had that edge, and you could see how just because not Swamp, but Fonz and Av, they punching, they going back to back, they doing their thing, and they doing the thing that made them great. Like I say, I sat there, I'm a fan of Fonz and Av, and I seen what Av can do on them big stages. I seen him like with Math at the Summer Madness and with Arsenal, and he was rocking the room. But that was you solo. That was you by yourself. And now you got a partner who basically punched just as hard as you, and y'all having an issue with rocking that room is because it wasn't it's an all-star game. That's what everybody keeps saying. It's an all-star game. It's fun and it's creativity and this, that, and the third. And y'all didn't spice up the punches. It was the same punch. I could have just watched y'all by yourself just go. Which brings me to the third round when that's exactly what y'all did. Y'all split the round and cut it in half. And Fawn starts off and he goes by himself and he cooking. He cooking. Then Av cuts him off and Av goes. And he's cooking. And now the crowd is back on their side. Which goes back to what I was saying. Like by yourself, y'all fire. It's just the fact when y'all was punching and trying to do that thing together, it just wasn't clicking. So it goes. Also, we could say maybe against Lou and Shine in a small room, it seemed to work. It looked good on camera, cause on paper, I mean, like, hey, y'all good writers. But when y'all in that room on that stage, it wasn't rocking the room. People wasn't digging it like that. But when y'all was going by yourself, totally different story. Which people giving y'all the third. I can see how y'all got that third. So I can give y'all the third. But the first two, I can't do that, man. The first two, I gotta give to T Top and Swamp. T Top and Swamp, y'all definitely did y'all thing. Shout out to all four guys: T Top, Swamp, Av, and Fonz. I mean, no slight to none of the guys on the card. Decent battle. But I did feel like T Top and Swamp, y'all did enough. Y'all got the first two. Gave the third to Av and Fonz. But that's that one, man, in a pretty decent, solid battle, man. Y'all be easy.